Should I take a pay cut for experience? Should I take a pay cut to get into cybersecurity and to get experience? What are your thoughts on that?
It's a very personal question,
It
right? I
is.
don't think we can just say one blanket answer and have it fit. But what I would say is that, look, if you're trying to reskill, or if you're trying to reskill, then and that's what you want to do, and you've looked at your finances and you've looked at, where what your trajectory is like. Let's say you got into management and you don't really like it, and you want to go back to doing something more technical. You're probably gonna have to take a pay cut, and that's okay. But look, it really is up to the individual here. It's hard to say to give someone advice on this without having more context around it. Even then, it still is just like a really personal question to ask. And I did see this asked several times kind of on the forum. And look, we're in a very interesting time with the way that the market is right now, the job market and the financial markets.
The streets are mean out there right now.
The streets are mean for sure. We have colleagues who are out there looking for have been looking for months, and they're incredibly qualified people. And so, look, if you're looking, and if that's a driver for it, I get it. Then yes, I get it. If you're looking to reskill because because you think that because you think GRC is dead because of AI, or something like that, maybe revisit that a little bit more. Think about that a little more. Maybe ask ChatGPT some questions about GRC and see how well it
Because
answers. And then when you're like, wait, that was incorrect. They
I'm
still
pretty
need to.
sure that insurance companies aren't necessarily just going to accept AI generated reports. I
Right.
could be wrong. I could eat my words but there's always going to have to be at least a human involved in some capacity. Well, a lot of a lot of laws require that a person's,
Yeah.
signing off on them on top of it.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. So again, it's a personal question. It really depends on a lot of different variables. If it's something that you like, it's like you are passionate. You got into it somehow. Like maybe you are a GRC person, but you had to do a pen test. You had to help out on a pen test, and you were like, "Whoa, this is really awesome. I like doing this way more." Get some more experience under your belt, and then decide. Get a few more tests under your belt, and make sure it's something you really want to do. Pen tests, and make sure that you're working with separate clients too, because pen tests can be not fun. Very, very quickly, they can be not fun and mundane and repetitive and just like every other thing out there. So just make sure it's something you really want to switch to first. And if it is and your finances are in shape and it's something you want to do, then go do it. Frank, what do you think? With my
I
high
agree
pitch,
with
go do
you.
it.
I agree with you that the answer is a big it depends.
Mhm.
And I'm going to give a couple different examples and stories as to people who made this switch and it was worthwhile. I gave the story earlier about the dental hygienist a few episodes ago
Yeah.
that wanted to switch but he didn't hate his job. He thought dental hygiene was fun. And the only reason he got that master's in cyber was because he thought he could make more money in cyber, right? Well,
Right.
at that point in his career, he'd have to take a big hit before he could make more down the line.
Hmm.
However, if you are truly miserable in the position you're in and you want something different and you think it's cyber and your situation supports it, and the supports I'll include is Dustin mentioned the financial support, but one of the biggest supports in my life has been my spouse.
Hmm.
If you are married, here's unsolicited marriage advice from Frank. If you're married and you want to make a big change that will impact both of you, such as switching your career,
Hmm.
all career changes in a marriage, no matter who has it, impacts both people, whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's availability, right? So make sure that not just that the finances are there, but that you have support from your spouse if that's the case. I am blessed with an amazing wife. I feel bad for all of you because she's mine and you can't have her and I don't share it. But make sure the support's there.